Yes, indeed. What's up, world? Welcome to another edition of the RemiX Morning Show right here on Black Power Media. Again, I'm Jared Ball. We got Luke My Nation in the building. Jama Changa, the Ear Doctors in the building. Sister May in the background holding things down, of course. And you, all of you are here to get your organic soul food for your media diet. The boom bap breakfast you all need and we all want. So what's up, everybody? Good morning.
Hey, man, we're on Friday night.
Grand Rising.
Yep. Okay.
Right on. So well, we have a lot to get into this morning. There's a lot to cover, and we want to, of course, invite everybody to stick around as much as you can for the full 2 hours. A lot of stories to go through, some announcements. We got some birthdays. It's a big day out here. Plus, you know, it's Earth Day. You know what I'm saying? It's
okay.
You know, I don't know. I want to talk about that a little bit in terms of some other stories that are coming up, but we'll get to that in a second. How's everybody doing this morning? How you all doing?
Ooh, it's the other day on the side of hump day, and I'm struggling. Yeah. That's just...
I'm looking forward to Max's on Saturday.
Okay. We're going to Philly on Saturday because, you know, for the Mamiya rally.
Yes, indeed.
And that's the first objective. That's the prime objective, but his secondary objective is to make me eat a Max's cheesesteak because he just swears nobody knows how to do a cheesesteak other than them folks up in Philly. So,
I mean,
that is the claim.
Yeah, that hasn't been disputed. So, you know.
I mean, back in the day before I went vegan, there's some years ago, I did knock off a couple up in those parts, and they were quite tasty, no doubt about it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go and see, and you know, we'll report back what I find, what my findings.
Well, in fact, not to put BPM business on the streets like this, but we need to figure some things out because I think, you know, I'm going up there.
Oh,
you're going to be up there. We got somehow we got to figure out a way for BPM to be covering the Mamiya rally over the weekend. A whole bunch of us are going to be up there.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look, we definitely gonna get that covered.
Oh yeah, we got you. We got you. Yeah.
So you know, but I'm just saying we're all going to be there. So.
Mm-hmm. So we need to meet up somewhere and figure something out.
I don't know how much work y'all gonna be doing eating no damn cheesesteaks. I'm not quite certain about that.
We can walk and chew gum at the same time, right?
Okay.
We can report and chew the cheesesteak at the same time. I've seen them do it.
Okay. See, they doing the Daruba, chewing on the mic. I understand. I see how we doing this thing here. What's happening, man? This is the remix. I'm feeling real good this morning. You know what I mean? We had some complications yesterday. You know what I mean? Popo trying to knock us out the box, but we back like we never left. You know what I mean?
How you keep escaping the feds?
Say it again.
How you keep escaping the feds like that? Teach me how.
Now hold on now that right there, that's kind of close now. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, Jackie Luke, man. Listen, how do I escape the feds? I mean, I think they stay on us, but you know what I'm saying, you got to know how to finesse. Back in the day, I used to play football. You got to know how to shake them off. You know what I mean? That's just how it go. We live in a cesspool, so living in a cesspool every now and then, you're going to smell like feces. But, you know what I'm saying, just keep washing it off and keeping it moving. My analogies, ladies and gentlemen, may not be the analogies of most people that we see, but that's just how we go around these parts.
Oh, look who's in the building this morning.
Oh, kaboom. Look who
I had to get the kids to school, and my favorite Yacht Rock song came on, and I had to listen to that. So you have to apologize.
Okay. You man says listen to Lil Yachty this morning. Okay. I feel you, brother.
Little Doobie Brothers taking it to the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that young listening crowd don't know nothing about the Doobie Brothers.
They don't know nothing about the Doobie Brothers. And they don't know nothing about when Rerun tried to get the bootleg and the joint fell out. They don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Taking it to the streets. Yeah. Right, McDonald. None
You
of
know what I'm
Like,
saying?
rerun.
All they know about him is that he's the white man on everybody's TV when they go to Best Buy or Target. He's
That's
the
right.
singing on the TV every time you go to Best Buy. They're like, who's that white man with the beard? Sounding like he's black.
Yeah, he look like he's about 192 now.
Patty
was a
LaBelle
black guy.
talking, you know what I'm saying? On my
Yeah.
own.
Okay, okay.
No. Nope.
What do you mean?
Man.
No, that was close. That was
Oh
close.
man, it's too
That
early
was
in the
real
morning.
close. I was almost in there.
It's definitely too early in the morning. It almost sounds like this song Jackie Luke Mon sent us last night. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Oh, here we go.
Look now.
I had nightmares, brother. I'm like, boy, what's going on around these
If
parts?
our humor is okay. All right.
Yes,
So
quite morbid. Don't worry about it.
we're terrible, terrible people. Yes.
It's all good. I learned a lot about y'all last night. But anyway,
Hey.
it's all good in the hood.
Anyway,
We're trying to keep it PG-ish.
Okay.
Sort of.
Okay. Not quite sure what PG mean, but go ahead.
And you and Kalonji, we try not to keep it X-ish.
Wow.
Only
That's
Malcolm
horrible.
X-ish around here. That's the only
True.
X we're dealing with. And we do want everybody, speaking of all of that, please make sure you have hit the like button, the share button.
No
You
doubt.
out there tweeting and telling everybody to get on your favorite morning show. Whatever they're doing right now is not nearly as good or important or revealing of the world. So come on over.
That's right.
Join the channel if you can. We are ever expanding. And to that point, if I can, I'd like to share a little announcement that came out, I think late last night, in terms of this expansion. And we want to let folks know that, as promised, so many different things are happening. And we are, like I said, expanding. And it was announced yesterday from the Black Myths podcast. We're joining Black Power Media. You can watch our pod on video by subscribing to BPM on YouTube.
Okay.
First episode drops tomorrow, and we're still available on all podcast platforms, and we'll generally maintain our 2 normal episodes a month schedule. But let's just check this out real quick. Yes, indeed.
Okay. Fresh out the plane in a whole nother state. I'm trying to eat down a whole nother plate. Seem like my homies was stuck in the hood.
Oh, yeah,
Definitely
that's
shout out to Black Miss Podcast. That's dope.
Yes, indeed.
We need more young folks. Y'all 100 and olders over here. I'm like the youngest cat on here. I'm tired of being fly by myself. Yeah. So that's what's happening.
Youngest counting which way?
Hey,
Backwards?
man. Listen, man. Roman numerals. But anyway.
Nah, that look like that's gonna be on fire right there, though.
Yeah. Shout out to Black Myths Podcast. We're very happy to have
yeah.
you joining us. And speaking of that as well, we can also let folks know that let's say, I don't know, you all tell me how we should do this. I will at least say for now that the Tuesday edition of the RemiX Morning Show next week is going to have a fly new edition for at least that morning, and we'll see going forward what we can work out. But I'm very much looking forward to that. So we definitely want to. I don't know if we want to reveal who that's going to be, but or just let people hold on and come on Tuesday morning. But I do think it's important to let folks know. Folks coming through.
Let's hold on to that.
Yeah,
Hold on to that.
Yeah.
You can't give them too much at one time, man.
That's right.
No, you gotta have people coming back. Give them a yeah.
I mean, it's bad enough with the people on the screen right now. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like there's an indictment or something. I'm trying to figure out. Oh man, I'm concerned right now. Even the attorney bad news on this piece. So you know,
Damn.
Oh wow.
Attorneys, professors, and transgressors.
Oh man.
Wait, who are you calling transgressors though?
Hey, the views and opinions of. I was talking about the dog. Chill.
That one. There's a bunch of line steppers on the screen right now for sure. Hey, listen. So there's also something else. We did say it was Earth Day. We acknowledged that it was Earth Day today, and I think that in some way relates to something else I wanted to see if I could share with you all. this morning, real quick, in a sort of roundabout way, because this is your girl.
So again, thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice.
Oh my God.
Getting the call out to your mom. How heartbreaking was that?
How heartbreaking was
Call
that?
out for your mom. I can't breathe. Because of you, and because of thousands, millions of people around the world who came out for justice, your name will always be synonymous. Well, again, thank you, George Floyd.
So I bring that up because I saw that on Twitter yesterday when Nancy was speaking to the Congressional Black Caucus and lamenting or praising George, thanking him more or less. And I bring that up on not only because it just happened, but on Earth Day, because I thought it was interesting to note that I think we mentioned it the other day, but didn't have some of the details because to hand. But it's interesting to note that on Earth Day, the Queen or whatever that people want to call her in some circles, she had been caught earlier this year buying stock in Tesla in advance of Biden's announcement of his attempt at a Green New Deal or whatever, and encouraging that everybody buy electric cars. So she just happened to scoop up a whole bunch of stock in Tesla and further enrich herself. And then the last thing that I was just going to mention in that, if you look it up, that she is one of the. In fact, let me just show this one real quick, just so people can see the end result of some of that insider trading. She is number 7 on the list, at least here in Wikipedia, as of 2018, of the top 50 wealthiest members of Congress. So this has probably been adjusted since then at well over $114 million. So anyway, while certain segments of so-called black leadership or misleadership are listening to her regale them about the treasure that is George Floyd, she's cutting deals with fake environmentalists. And the last point I'll make on that, and as I see we're about to bring in the doctor himself, is that if you look at the Planet of the Humans documentary that came out last year, executive produced at least by Michael Moore, and how his own white left turned on him, because in part what he reveals in that documentary is that all of that is being said about heading us towards an advance in terms of the environmentalist issue is really backed and funded and supported by the fossil fuel industry, including electric cars, the electric grid, of course, which needs all of that coal and oil coal backing to produce the electricity that gets into these cars that says to save us in the first place, and enriches these same so-called eco-capitalists that we have been criticizing Van Jones and others for pumping for about 10 years or so. So anyway, good morning, everybody.
I want to say, Nancy Pelosi, I've been thinking about stopping cursing, you know what I'm saying? Because, folks, they say I curse a lot and everything. So I've been thinking about curbing it. But just for this last segment, for this last intro, I want to say, fuck Nancy Pelosi. I don't believe your little Planet of the Apes looking ass going to sit up there and talk about you want to thank George Floyd for giving his life to this white supremacist power structure.
Oh my God!
You racist piece of shit. We like to thank Ronald Reagan for croaking, and the only thing we regret is that he forgot all the crazy shit he was going through when he was suffering and dying. So anyway, fuck all that. Anyway. Thank you very much.
Can I beg one indulgence of the crew? I forgive me, everybody. Can I beg one indulgence? There's one more thing on this day that is Lenin's birthday, that is VI Lenin's birthday, that I just wanted to share real quick. A little personal thing, I admit, because right here is a picture of my father meeting Kwame Ture seated right
Wow.
And my father was often called the Black Lenin.
Oh,
and I don't know if you could catch it at all in the profile over here, but and my favorite part actually about this whole story is that it's often the mythology, at least that I was raised around, was that not only were they just meeting here shortly after my father and others broke with the Cincinnati chapter of SNCC, or core rather, to form SNCC. But they gave him his first real gun. That's my favorite part of the story. That my father and his crew, when Kwame came up there with his little 22, talk about he was armed and ready, they kind of smiled and said, "No, you need a little something bigger than that," and helped him out with his preparatory armament. So anyway, I just want to shout out. Hey, I'm sorry, say that, Jackie.
And they were like, "Oh, that's cute." Anyway, here you go.
Anyway, so, yeah, exactly.
She does look a little Leninish. Now I look
a
at
little
Leninish.
Yeah.
Who you talking about, Jared?
Yeah.
Jared Lennon. Anyway,
He's gonna be holding a cat.
I did it.
Anyway, thanks everybody. Forgive me for running this over on that one. I just so happy birthday to Lenin and all the revolutionaries that have built on his work. And Doctor, what's up? We calling the Doctor. Let's bring the Doctor on in. I think he's on the road though. He's struggling to get here. He was running behind this morning.
Okay.
So I don't know if
Yo, if you gonna drive like that, be on the sidewalk, B. Yo, I'm on my way, man. I'm on my way. What's good, everybody?
We good.
Hey, be careful, man.
Who car you stole?
Man. Man, that's a hell of a ride, man. What you driving in?
Equipment, yo. That's a pimped out ride, man.
No need to know all that. No need to know all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm on my way to the spot, yo. But we got something for y'all. We got something for y'all, for real.
I appreciate you. So hey, we gonna turn over to the
like the mystery machine.
Keep it careful on the whip, man. Stay tuned here for the Remix Morning Show, Black Power Media, everybody. Go ahead, Ian.
One love.
These mother. All right. Yo, what's good, everybody? I'm on my way in. This is Black Power Media. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. And I'm driving through traffic, man, trying to get to the spot so I can give y'all the rest of the weather and all the entertainment news and all that. But yo, right now, real quick, while I am driving, I'm gonna introduce y'all to spotlight one of a dope artist, a dope MC. He goes by the name of Fahamu Peku. And what I want to do is I want to put y'all on to him real quick. He has a song, and I want to play it for y'all. It's called Air Conditioning. He did this song with Stickman from Dead Prez. So check it out. I'm going to run it for y'all like this. Here we go.
These niggas holler money, hoes, clothes, that's all a nigga knows. It's all the image shows, and most these niggas pose. It's a style, I suppose. They're doing as they're told, and then hope the little black boy grows. 18 years young and full of drama, thinking the shiny things in life bring a man true honor. But all his life he's been taught to paper chase, hustle drugs to make a way, keep a gun on your waist. Now his life seems a waste. He's full of talent with no outlets to display. With poor examples, major hurdles in his way. By any means, now appears the only way. Just going day to day. Crimes and street schemes, disguised as street dreams. Kill niggas, fuck bitches, and crowds of fans scream. And there's no such thing as negative press. Publicly he's at his worst, but he's selling his best. The deeper he falls, the more paper he stack. Rhyming over high beats, but he's so off track. Rappers an escape from the trap that once held him. Now on stage, rap the trap is what he tells him. Eyes on the gold is what bells him. Rap saved his life, then turned around, failed him. Eyes on the gold is what bells him. Rap saved his life, then turned around, failed him.
This is why it's hollow and block, air conditioning. A multi-generational product of our conditioning. You won't keep far in this life without discipline. Sometimes you gotta break the tradition, man. This is why it's hollow and block, air conditioning. A multi-generational product of our conditioning. You won't keep far in this life without discipline. Sometimes you gotta break the tradition, man.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. Yo, that right there is Air Conditioning for Fahamu Peku. Yo, check him out. He's doing this thing. You might even see his artwork on Blackish in the background. That's his artwork. So check him out, Fahamu Peku. Yo, let's get back to the remix show, y'all. Come on.
It's the Remix Morning Show, Black Power Media. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that invite and all that join button. Ear Doctor, man, we really appreciate that. Was a hot track, man. Drive safe, man.
Hey, no doubt, man. I'm gonna try to get up this road so I can go.
Don't
Make
make
sure I
nobody
come see y'all for 5 over to 12. Come pull me over. I'll catch y'all later.
That's what's up, man. We proud of you, brother. Keep driving safely.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I keep hearing Chappelle's Rick James say they should have never gave you fools a driver's license.
Man, look here, man.
Keep these cats off the road, man.
It's bananas, man. This is what we had to deal with, man. Man,
That was a
how's
highly
everybody
pimped out ride.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was gonna ask him for a ride, but I decided I walked it. You know what I'm saying? Safer for me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. What's in the news today? What's happening?
Oh man, yeah, a number of things happening. Black Power Media Remix Morning Show news. You want to start us off?
I mean, well, you know, I was gonna talk about LeBron goofy ass, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of y'all fans of LeBron, and you know, I know that I'm causing some static right now by calling dude goofy, but I wanted to do this thing about him deleting tweets, right? He said something about to the effect that you were next. He put up a picture of a pig, the pig that murdered Makia Bryant, and you know, he seemed like he was bold for a couple seconds. He was like, yeah, you know, you next, you know, basically, you know, you're not gonna get away with it to an extent. I don't have the notes in front of me, but the thing is, he deleted the tweet because of the fact that he felt that it would be, as he said, it would cause more hate. They were using it for hate and so on and so forth, right? The reality is, if you're gonna speak up, you know what I mean? Every time somebody checked this Negro, he fall back in line. The same thing happened with Obama. When Obama told him to calm down, he calmed down. When he decide, when people say that, you know, it might be an uproar or thanks LeBron for speaking out, he decides that he wants to, you know, freeze and fold again. You know what I mean? So, you know, shout out to LeBron for doing nothing but shutting up and dribbling like they told him to do.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, he
Just how I
does
see it.
seem to be. He's on some. I don't know if he's reading. I have no idea. He seems on the verge of every now and then being annoyed enough to put something out there. Like you said, as soon as the money people say, "Hey, LeBron, we don't need that from you. We don't need that from you," he's like, "All right, I'm gonna put it back in my holster again." So it's hard to know. You know, I mean, that little lightweight. You know, I'm not goofing on them because, you know, they try. I mean, I guess they do their little Black Lives Matter protest thing in the NBA, and they feel like they're going far, but they don't go that far at all, and they get so scared they pull it back. So,
I mean, but my thing is that, you know, as true as all that is, I just always want to reemphasize that athletes are not, you know, the leaders of struggle and never have been, and I don't think we should put that much on them. And I think, you know, we could be critical of certain behavior, but I think we should put the onus back on us, or those who are claiming to try to do activist organizing work to you know, we got to develop the movement to the point where they can't ignore it and they can't but help to try to respond, or even attempt to in some ways co-opt it for fear of being, you know, left behind. You know, but anyway, you know, because of course they're going to get called back in by Obama, or he's going to get called back in by Nike when he tried to step out, you know, with the deal, you know, upsetting the potential deal with China and all of that, you know. Anyway, you know,
but I feel I get offended highly. You know what I'm saying? It's either sit your ass down or speak up. Either stand up or don't stand up. It's a choice. You can't, when you're dealing with the state. See, the thing is, we don't have the luxury of jumping in and out of the fight. You understand what I'm saying? If you're an athlete, if you're a rapper, if you're a singer, if you're a cat online just doing tweets and type buys or whatever, you can get away with that. But when you step out against the state, man, you know what I'm saying? It's for life. It's for generations. You know what I mean? So I take that shit very personally because of the fact it's like, look, dude, you're in the way. You know what I mean? You caused more of an uproar by taking the tweet down than you did by putting the damn thing up. Keep it up there and stand up for yourself. Be a man. Stop walking around acting like a goddamn performer or something, like you're some type of minstrel act, man. It's ridiculous, man. It's sad, and we keep allowing these folks. We need to start boycotting all this shit. Boycott basketball, football, the whole thing. If you're not speaking up, and it's not enough to say Black Lives Matter. Okay, I'm glad y'all got the shirts on. It's cute. It's fashionable these days. So you can speak up about being black. But yo, you got to do more than that, man. You know what I'm saying? You getting paid too much damn money to be dribbling the damn ball, and everybody's supporting your black ass, and you're not bold enough to say, look, this is fucked up, and I'm not taking it down. Now what?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I always reflect on, man, is how bold like Muhammad Ali was, man. Like I even sometimes go back on YouTube and look at Muhammad Ali, man, when he was in his prime, and especially when he was in the Nation of Islam, and he would go on shows like Mike, like Dick Cavett and all of these mainstream shows, man, and he would just put it out there so much where he didn't care about making white America uncomfortable. And the fact that he lost millions of dollars, when they took the title from him, and so I know where you're coming from, but I think one of the drawbacks being so connected to this capitalist society is like in the end, LeBron's an employee. I mean, he's got a lot of money, but he works for somebody. And I think we all just talked about how Nike would probably call him in, and all of these other things that he's attached to. So, I mean, just that alone,
But Bobby, that's the key difference I'm pointing to. Ali was coming out of the Nation of Islam and his friendship with Malcolm X. LeBron is coming out of a boardroom meeting with Nike and
right.
whoever. That's the only distinction I'm trying to draw. Not that I disagree with anything that anybody's saying. I'm just trying to point out that we can't expect anything different from LeBron.
No, I agree, and I think that I mean, LeBron. Let's not take away the stuff that he has done, though. It's like, I don't want to say that to minimize all the efforts that he has done, but I do believe that we shouldn't, put so much. I agree with you, Jared, that we shouldn't be putting so much on entertainers, athletes. In the end, they're citizens, and they have the right to express how they feel. But I also think it's something to do, again, as I always bring up, I think it has a lot to do with the social media culture too. It's like this instant reaction when we see something, then we throw it out there, and there's like, oops, maybe let me take it back. I think, but once it's out there, it's out there. You can delete it all you want. It's out there.
Listen,
part of what's happened is that movement culture has pushed some of these athletes over the last 5-7 years, and again, we've had this kind of uproar. And I think that's also the key, is like whether they're athletes or entertainers, is like Jared said, they're not going to lead the movement, but because of their wide influence, even Ali during the day, Ali, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jim Brown, Bill Russell to an extent, they all got pushed to be either more intellectual, to read more, to be more involved. And I agree, they're never going to lead the movement, but because of their influence, literally over millions and millions of people, I think it's important to always push them and push the rhetoric, and whatever they pick up, they pick up. But as long as they're not a detriment, you know what I mean? I mean, I think that's the case with a person like Jackie Robinson, who has sincere beliefs about, whether I agree with them completely or not, but pushing, using his platform to push for a certain sort of integration or certain power and rights. But then it sort of fell flat because he started becoming more right wing. He started basically siding with those who are the enemy, and siding with the oppressors and people who are sort of saying negative things about the more radical politic. And I think that's where the confusion also comes in. Again, there's going to be people on different sides of the line in terms of what we want them to do. But again, I think if our movement, has to be strong and be able to push not only these folks, but push the masses of people and have these folks, whatever voice they do have, be useful in terms of a larger struggle.
Pause for a second. Think about what we're doing here. Okay. Imagine on the plantation there's an insurrection and the cats say, "Oh no, I can't get down. I got to perform tonight." You know what I'm saying? The state is at war with us as a whole. The state is at war with us. I don't give a fuck whether you're a janitor, whether you're the garbage man, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a professor, whether you're a attorney, a football player, whatever. You have a responsibility to your people. You understand what I'm saying? I think we keep giving these monkeys an out because of the fact that we're coming up with these excuses for them, like, well, they have a job. I don't give a fuck. I got a job too. I'm a freedom fighter. You understand what I'm saying? So right now they're murdering and this is not a diss to us. I'm just saying they're murdering us in the street. They're killing our babies. They're taking us out. And we talking about, I got to take this tweet down. Fuck you. We need to leave these cats, stranded, man. If they're not fighting on behalf of us as a whole, then we need to leave them in the dust, man. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like we accept their concessions, but we don't compromise our position. If you want to be an entertainer, you want to be an athlete or whatever, the terms got to be on our terms. The people that's paying to see your ass is us. We're the people that's supporting you. You understand what I'm saying? If not, start another league and take a pay cut, man. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like we act like, well, they're not like us. I don't give a fuck about what they're like. We're being murdered in the streets. If they kill LeBron's son or daughter, we're going to have our ass out there protesting for him, whether he is or not.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not in disagreement with anything that you said. What I'm saying is the fact that I think that my point of bringing up that he's an employee is not to give him a way out or give him an excuse. It's just recognizing the situation that when we don't have our own, this is a lot of the things that compromise us a lot of time, whether we like that or not. And I think that with people like LeBron and others that are in those positions, I think Kamal said it how we have to push them. Now LeBron been pushed a lot since he came into the league when it come to these type of issues. I mean, he wasn't doing none of that before. I mean, let's remember Tamir Rice and the stuff that he said about around that time. And I think he came, a little farther since then. So, I mean, what I'm saying is the fact that we need to continue to push people like him. Kalonji, I agree with you. I mean, I
agree with you as well. I mean, it's not what I'm saying is not a disagreement to our people, and I respect the fact that like Bunchy Carter from the Black Panther Party said. He said if you're not gonna do nothing but spit, then motherfucker spit. You know what I'm saying? If you can't do nothing but spit, so I'm not for the record. I'm not saying that I don't respect what you're doing. I'm saying simply that I'm not gonna give your ass no cookies for no fucking tweet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So speaking of athletes, and put this in the file for you're worth more dead than alive, which is a running theme. Because there's still an argument over, in this case, Kobe Bryant's estate terminating their deal. There's still an argument and a debate over the use of these athletes' images. So to me, in a sort of parallel to the last story, from my point at least, that there's an attempt constantly, dead or alive, to rebrand and re-image, in this case, Black athletes, for political purposes. And I would argue again that this is not just about advertising for Nike products. This is about advertising for a global capitalist enterprise that justifies mass producing tennis shoes and other gear, and supports sweatshop industries and all of that. I just bring it up that in this case it's understood that the estate is terminating their relationship with Nike, but this was over being, as Vanessa Bryan said, being frustrated with Nike's limited availability of Kobe's, frustrated with Nike's limiting the availability of Kobe products during his retirement and after his January 2020 death in a helicopter crash. There was also frustration with the lack of availability of Kobe footwear in kids' sizes. So while whatever Vanessa Bryant's or the estate's perspective is, my only point is that from the perspective of the ad community, this is the story in advertising age, a major industry rag. and this constant battle over the image and the politicizing of the images, to me, anyway, I saw a parallel there. I just wanted to highlight that very quickly.
And again, the interesting
put it up for any
parallel
thoughts, comments, reflection.
The interesting parallel also is from athlete to trying to sort of use the image in a sort of more polished way for income, is how when dead political people happen, how families begin to depoliticize or try to get them sort of like these same advertising marketing deals in death to help sustain their sustain or even gain wealth. And by doing that, what they do is depoliticize, take away the crux of their politics to make them sort of more broadly liked or loved, and which helps them sell things. I mean, you have some of the issues, with the Dr. King family, even in terms of putting up the Peace Prize, whatever it's worth, right, for auction. You have the Malcolm's family, fighting to get that stamp, to get the sort of stamp for America. And then even in the books and the ways they talk about him as a quote unquote civil rights leader, saying things like Malcolm never advocated any sort of violent act or act that can cause harm. And it's like, well, if my reading is correct, Malcolm was trying to train people to go fight in the Congo. So he was trying to train people here. He was developing self-defense clubs. So Malcolm was definitely aware of how violence gets used in society and wanted us to be protected against that, and also to be able to use at certain times the ability to show force to protect ourselves. So you have the same thing with these families who take the civil rights or the Black Power icons, revolutionary icons, and not just here, all over the world. And actually, Lenin spoke about how when folks die and what the capitalists do to take away people's heroes and the strength from what their message was. And that happens all around the world. So,
yeah. And I think this also connects to the last story in regard to the fact that, these celebrities, athletes, whomever, I think this Kobe story points to the power that the capitalist machine has on these folks. And that's why I try to have a little bit of patience with a few of them who, like, LeBron, who might be trying to break out of this ideological hold that they are in because of their profession, and they don't want to lose the trinkets, but then they have to be willing to lose the trinkets. And I know they're not there yet, but see, Kobe is, I think, the fight with his estate. This dude is dead, and Nike is still controlling what they can do with his image. And that is like the extent of the control that the capitalist state has on these athletes and entertainers. So on the one hand, it's like, yeah, that people like LeBron, who seem to be trying to do a little bit more than others, absolutely afraid to lose the material benefits of his position. And that's no good to our movement. That doesn't benefit us at all. So yeah, I don't really care about what he loses. He's got to choose. But at the same time, I also recognize that a whole lot of our people look to these folks for something. And that's fucked up. But I feel like that is where we have entertainers like No Name, who every time that sister opens her mouth, people are jumping on her, and she's willing to lose whatever it is that, whatever benefit she gets in the entertainment industry. But we don't have enough No Names, right? So there is this tension that we have when we're talking about celebrities and entertainers and athletes, and the reality of their influence on so many of our people, and also the reality of the struggle that they're going to have to let go of the materialist trappings in order to join the struggle, or else we are going to have to leave them and some of those people behind. I mean, that's an uncomfortable thing to say because you don't want to leave your people behind, but the class war has to be brutal.
Yeah, but do you remember when Kwame Ture, he said in the lecture one time, and he was talking about that it's not up for the conscious to make the unconscious conscious or something like that. And one
of the job of the conscious is to make the unconscious conscious of their unconscious behavior.
Right. But one of the things, but he gave an example, and that's what I want to point out, is the example that he was talking about when there was a kid that had the red, black, and green jacket on, but the kid didn't know where the colors came from. He didn't know that the colors came from Marcus Garvey. And so, those who might be a little bit more woke than that kid was, Kwame Ture was basically illustrating that was a step at least in the right direction, that he had even at least had the red, black, and green coat on. So, so I think that a lot of times, those of us who are a little bit more aware of these situations, I think have to understand that we wasn't always at that place. And so, I was listening to Dr. Horn yesterday when he said that, one of the things that our people really need, because we've been sleepwalking for the last 50 years, is that we all need more political education. And so I think that's one of the things that I think that, and I ain't talking about LeBron, I'm talking about our regular folks, because there's a tendency to think that we arrived at a certain place, or some of us arrived at a certain place, and that, we don't have the patience for others to get to where we are. So what I'm saying is that I kind of think that sometimes that, there was a time when even where I'm at, and I'm real below a lot of people, but there was a time when I wasn't even here. So, so I think that sometimes we have to understand those things too.
Somebody better tell Jared about, his role in trying to politicize Killer Mike. Somebody brought up Killer Mike and how Jared was supposed to be politicizing him, but he wanted to be Jared's mentor. Jared just kind of flaked on that brother.
I think Jared wanted to be his mentor.
He wanted Jared to be his mentor.
But in the case of and I agree with you saying, Baba Lukman, and we are by no means attacking the victim. I think that we have to it has to be properly understood that when we talk about our people, the days that Kwame Ture spoke of was a different time than now. Right now, white folks are walking around talking about Black Lives Matter. So if white folks is walking around talking about Black Lives Matter, I'm in Atlanta, and I went to Ponce and Buckhead and some of these other places where it was a heavy amount of white folks, and it's like I see all of these protests to this day where they're talking about Black Lives Matter. So the thing is, that's cool that you're taking your time getting to where you need to be. If the community, if society, if the system itself hasn't made you aware, if you're not politicized by the state itself, because the state is doing an excellent job at politicizing folks right now. If you're unclear about our role in society at this particular stage in the game, perhaps you need some type of remedial course. You know what I mean? We're not, we can't just give them props for saying, okay, Black Lives Matter. Let's go a little bit further than that. Anyway, let's move on from this story before I mess around and want to cuss out all the slaves in the plantation.
So check it out. So I'm reminded that unfortunately, when we have our special surprise, I'll say for now, guest host next Tuesday morning, that I will not be here because I'm gonna be on the road and in some way engaged in this story. So we will. Yeah, so we will have maybe some on the hand live reporting next Tuesday morning from your boy getting his second shot. And
somebody play the Freddie's Dead song.
And well, okay, but to your point, quite contrary to to what is being reported in some circles, causing fear, this story is suggesting that Big Pharma is working with the West to prevent vaccines from going to African populations, putting African populations, among many others, but primarily African populations, at tremendous risk due to a lack of vaccinations, which are being hoarded and being delivered primarily to the West. It says here, as of mid-April, 56% of doses have been administered in high-income countries with just 16% of the world's population. Africa, with 17% of the world's population, has received just 2% of the world's vaccine doses. Most countries in Africa have a vaccine rate of 1% or less. The World Health Organization has warned that if this trajectory holds, many countries in Africa will not have widespread vaccination until 2024. So, I know that this is a controversial topic. It's a scary topic. I am not on the one hand promoting vaccination. I'm simply sharing the fact that I'm going to get one. And I admit some discomfort with it, but it is where I at least have concluded. So I will be on hand and happy to share that. If we can work it out next Tuesday morning during the RemiX morning show. But anyway, comrades, thoughts?
Yeah, we got our second shot yesterday.
Did.
I got my second shot yesterday. He's gonna get his second shot next week, I think, next Monday. I mean, we see the vaccine apartheid right here in DC. We're in Washington, DC, Southeast DC, Southeast, the poorest, the blackest area of the city. And there we have seen more white folks over here in the past 3-4 months than we have ever seen in this area of the city, honestly, in my whole damn life. And you know why? Because Mayor Bowser, the Black Democratic mayor of the city, did not make sure that there was vaccine equity in regard to the people that is the most vulnerable population getting first crack at the vaccines. So there's a grocery store not too far from where we live in Ward 8. Ain't never seen a whole bunch of white people over there. One day we go to the grocery store. There are like 8 white people standing in line outside the grocery store. There are not 8 white people who live over here. I'm not even kidding. So it was like, where are all these white people? And this was day after day. So I'm wondering what is going on. So people were coming from other areas of the city, richer, whiter areas of the city, and coming over here to where the vaccines were available. So the city, run by a Black Democrat, didn't do anything, any kind of outreach to the community over here that doesn't have, great internet access, that doesn't have, access to information that's not like on the television. There were, they can do robocalls when they want you to vote for them, but these mugs couldn't do robocalls to people to let them know, hey, vaccines are available at these locations on these days. So a lot of Black folks over here didn't know where to get a vaccine, that they could get the vaccine, but a whole lot of white people did. So think about, and that's happening in every city around the country, in this country. Now, explode that out to around the world. The United States opted out of participating with the World Health Organization COVAX mechanism to equitably distribute the vaccine to underdeveloped, I hate that word, countries. United States didn't want to do it. Remember when the United States was stealing PPE from other countries? Well, now they're doing the same thing with the vaccines, but they're just using the pharmaceutical companies to do it. So, I mean, this is like not a surprise. We kind of saw this coming, especially when the U.S. government was like pirating plane loads of masks and gloves and shit from like France and other countries. And this is still going on with sanctions being imposed against the countries that do want to ship vaccines to Africa. That's Venezuela, China, and Russia, and Iran. So,
yeah, but I think one of the most important things that we need to understand is that the United States has now just opened up vaccination for any adult now. Mm-hmm. This and some of the projections is that only 60% of Africans will be vaccinated sometime next year.
Right.
So that's something that's really, they talked about this herd immunity and all this stuff. But I mean, come on, most of the world, even in less developed parts than the West, will have more vaccination, will have higher vaccination rates than many people in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a wary proponent of it myself also. I think like everybody, we think of Tuskegee, we think of other things, we think of sort of medical apartheid. And so we don't trust necessarily Western medicine and governments and so forth, and with good reason. But I think the extent of this particular pandemic, the millions who have died across the globe, If you look at the rates in a place like India, which is skyrocketing, and again, it's one of those places which is not having any access to vaccines. It's almost like, and I part of me also feels like, they're testing it as it goes. I think there's a sense of safety, but I think there's also a sense of, they were saying that it's this amount of this amount of going to guarantee 95% going to guarantee that you don't get the infection, and then one vaccine comes out and it potentially could cause blood clots and stuff. So they'll take that off, revamp it, and get it back on. And then other folks are coming out and saying, well, once we get the vaccines, it looks like we're going to need booster shots. So now it's now there's a way to continue giving these vaccines, and of course someone gets paid to give these vaccines. I mean, ultimately, I fall on the side again of being a wary proponent of it. And I think what's going to happen is, because obviously I think COVID is real, and I think what's going to happen is that it's going to be similar to a flu, right? It's something that we're going to, as a human race, deal with, particularly on a yearly basis when it gets colder and it comes back around because it's more easily spread. And like the flu, even though I've never had a flu shot. And I remember the last time I was in the hospital, my kid's pediatrician, and we were getting the their normal vaccines or whatever. And they said like, oh, you want a flu shot? It's like, no, I don't want no flu shot. I was like, I didn't come here for no flu shot for him. I came here for his immunization. Let's just do that. Don't be peddling this on me and this on that. So yeah, I mean, it's something I feel to be wary of, but in the end, I also, in May 1st or 2nd, I'm scheduled to get my second shot. So I feel like I want to take the chance to protect myself and my family by trying to get it, and making sure that if there's any spreading to be done, I'm not spreading. So
real
hey,
quick,
listen to, oh yeah, go ahead, Kalani.
No, I was going to say before we go to break, I just want to say that of course I'm anti-vaccination, I'm anti-immunization and all that. I don't knock anyone that does their thing. That's your own personal business. I do say that African and indigenous people, we have to work to save ourselves. There are natural medicines, there are plants that are out there that the pharmaceutical companies mimic to produce these pills and these shots for you to take. So the way I see it, my logic is like, why would I get a clone or an artificial version of something that already exists? We are the most intelligent people on the planet. So we talk about all the great things we've created and manufactured throughout history. So I say we need to get on the ball, all our great scientists, our herbalists, our doctors, so on and so forth. We have great doctors all around the planet. Okay, we have to understand that the U.S. and its European cohorts, they thrive off of domination, destruction, and death. Their main modus operandi around is to cause illness, create sicknesses, create disease, institutional slavery, and just domination. Like I said, just continue to murder and create fear, wars, and all of this type of shit. We already know this. We already clear about it. So the thing is, the main thing that we need to solve right now is the smashing of this capitalist system. Once we knock white supremacy out the box, all this shit's gonna go away because of the fact that I truly believe this chemical and biological warfare is being launched and waged against us.
So to that end, and I know we have a lot more coming up here on the Remix Morning Show here on the Black Power Media channel. Please make sure you're liking, sharing, subscribing, joining, telling your friends, and telling your enemies too. Tell them they need to get over here and check out what's going on. We have much more coming up. A very special guest coming up after the break. We got the ear doctor. Looks like he made it to his destination. And I think he made it safely. So we're going to bring him on up and get on to the next segment and keep it going right here again on the Remix Morning Show. Boom Bap Breakfast on Black Power Media. Let's go. What's up, ear doctor?
What's good? Yo, I'm outside now. I'm home. I'm here. I'm outside.
I thought you
were out there in Atlanta.
So glad you got there safe.
No problem. Hey, I got the weather report for y'all. So y'all ready for the weather report?
Let's get the weather report.
No doubt. Let's go. Yeah. What's good? It's the weather report. Yo, it's the weather report. Whether you know it or not, it's the weather report. What's good, y'all? It is the ear doctor, and I came to give y'all the weather report, tell y'all about what's going on around the world with the weather. I'm just gonna give y'all the highs and let y'all know what it is real quick. So let's start in the city of Detroit, Michigan, where y'all at. Big up to the D. What it be though? So, bam, 50 degrees in Detroit. That's what we're doing in Detroit. 50 degrees is going to be the high. Yo, let's go to Burlington, North Carolina, where it's also going to be 50 degrees. And let's go to the other side of the map, all the way to Phoenix, Arizona, where Public Enemy told me about, and I don't think I'm going to be visiting anytime soon. It's going to be 80 degrees. Now let's go all the way to the other side of the world, to the other side of the pond. We're going to take you to Tokyo, Japan, where it is 68 degrees. And now, for my people, where it is colder than the white man, this goes out to the maybe like 4 black people. This goes out to like the 4 black people in Abbott Hill, Maine. Abbott Hill, Maine. It is going to be 39 degrees and it is going to be colder than the white man. So this goes out to y'all 3 people out in Abbott Hill, Maine. And that's the weather report for the day. So we're going to get back to the Remix show right about here, right about now. Let's get it.
Yeah, doctor. What does Yaphet Kodo got to do with the cold?
Rest
in peace.
You see, he was giving a shout out to the 3 black people that's in Abbott Hill, Maine. Y'all ever been to Abbott Hill, Maine?
No.
Word. Hey, me neither. So big up to them. Yo, I'll be back for the next break, man. I'll check y'all later.
Right on. Hey, Kalanji, as we keep it here, we keep it moving here on the Remix Morning Show. I know we got a special guest coming up, and I know we've been talking about curtailing all of us some of the cussing, but I have to say, it's an honor that you got one of the baddest motherfuckers in the world coming up on here.
That's morning, right, baby.
So.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, hey, Tafari requested it. I saw his thing. He said we need to get Pam Africa on here. So I said, so Tafari, shout out to you. Let it be known that here at the Remix, there's so many R's around here because we rated R for Revolution. Here at the Remix, you got to let it be known that we answer your request because that's what we do here. Anyway, coming to the stage right about now. One of our favorite freedom fighters, the Minister of Confrontation for the MOVE organization. I want to welcome to the center stage today, Pam Africa from MOVE.
Sister Pam, welcome.
Pam, what's happening?
Sister Pam, good morning. You unmuted.
Pam, can you hear us? Okay, we might be having some technical difficulties.
All right.
All right. Good. She's in the house. Let me see what's going on here.
All
anyway,
right.
There's a story right now out about a situation at Pennsylvania, in the Pennsylvania Museum, where some of the children of MOVE, they've discovered that the bones of the children of MOVE have been housed in the Penn Museum. So we're going to bring on Pam Africa right about now.
On the move.
On the
move. How you doing, Pam?
I'm doing good, family. Y'all looking good.
Man, listen, man. We know you looking good. We don't see you, but we know you looking good because that's what you do around these parts. You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
We wanted to bring you on today because of the fact that we know it's a whole lot of breaking news. Of course, we've been reporting on Mumia because he's the main man with the plan. You know what I mean? But also, I was speaking to you a couple of days ago, and you hit me with some news that you told me to hold off on. You promised me that you'll be coming here first, and here you are. You know what I mean? So we know that on May 13th, 1985, the U.S. government in Philadelphia dropped a bomb on Osage Avenue, killing men, women, and children. And it has just been discovered or just been confirmed that the bones of some of the children have been held in a museum in Pennsylvania. Can you speak to us about that?
Yes. There's another. I just found another article in the paper today. The one that was in the paper yesterday was an op-ed written by some a brother, a black brother who works at the University of Penn, and found out that they've had the bones, the remains of two of our children. Tree, one is named Tree Tree, the other one's named Netta, and all nicknames. That's what they're called. They've had these bones since 1985. We knew nothing at all about it. They've been using our children bones and as a study in anthropology. They have videos with our children's remains being taught in school. Um, how to do forensic work, because they couldn't identify some, so that's why they first had them. They were sent there by the city and all to find out who they are. They discovered that two, and they believe that they don't know whether it was more. you know um mm, this is a hard one to talk about here. Remains, was destroyed, and like parts of it was thrown away because they said they used a one of them trucks, I mean, that dig, that dig up
Excavator.
earth and put stuff in the trash. They don't know whether a lot of it went there, and but they've had these bones since 1985, and they've been switching them from the University of Penn, and then they switched them over to Princeton University, just shipping them back and forth, and until this brother, and who is a Mumia supporter as well, and discovered this, and he was outraged, and he wrote up a story and put in the Enquirer, and they gave him an op-ed part. Today, we just found out that the University of Penn and was saying that they did not see no harm in what they did, and they were given to um, this anthropologist named Man. In fact, if you look on our t-shirts with the helicopter on it, it's a quote on the bottom of the shirts where this man said that our family was not killed in that house, and they was executed on the outside, and the bodies was put back in. They had two in 85, I believe it was in December. They did a two-part program, and where they talked about the fact that our family was not killed in the house. The bodies was brought back into the building. But these monsters is saying that they did everything that they could to contact mood people. Well, anybody in the whole world know where to get moved people. These people just deliberately, and they said, they think that everything's okay. They're gonna they're gonna bury.
He said they think that they think okay.
Yeah, yeah. But here's the shit. None of these monsters have called one moved person. The Enquirer talk with Michael Africa. This is after everything done blown out, and he didn't want to talk with him. The thing is, Tree has a mother, Consuela Africa, who did 16 years in jail, and because she took a stand against this government, the beating, the maiming, the killing of all life, the locking up. But I was listening to the brother and was saying that you know um you know about these people don't like black people, and they don't like life. These people are not only killing our families, the air, the water, the soul. These monsters go deep down in the ocean, maim, murder, kill, experiment. So these people are committed to destroy every form of life there is. A watermelon ain't a watermelon if it don't have seeds. Grape isn't a grape if it don't have seeds. These are the same people that are in between the cops. These monsters are nothing but pawns for big business. They're in the way of the people who we got to get, we got to destroy. in order to make things right. This ain't just an issue of police brutality. You
That's
got to
right.
go to who is hiring them, who hires the president, who hires the mayors. All these people are nothing but pawns for big business. And when people talk about the massive murders and stuff, you know, and the goring and the
Fam, can you hear us?
my phone is going to be constantly ringing, and
Yeah, it's all good.
so we just have to go past that. But
Okay.
you know, we're having a meeting this morning. The whole family of us is having a meeting, and on how to deal with it. And we will get back to people. But we're gonna turn this mother sucker out.
Hey Pam, you can say motherfucker on here. You don't have
I
to say
was
Oh,
gonna
motherfucker.
say, I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say.
You sound a little too bit PG for me.
I'm trying.
I was looking to see if this was the real Pam Africa. I'm like somebody doing a
All right, keeping it real. All right,
yeah.
so when that film comes, it'll just shoot right on out there. I got a few other radio programs, so I'm trying to, gear
Censor
myself
yourself
out
for.
to use here.
Right.
But I know we're pushed for time, and so we're going to be
That's all
dealing
good.
with that. And if you go to our website, me and Mumia has a newspaper called the Jamal Journal. All the details and facts is in there dealing with Mumia and other political prisoners. Anything that you need to know about Mumia is right there, up to date to the minute.
So speaking of that, I mean, and I definitely want to jump on that. We got about 12 minutes.
Right.
Or I mean, probably slightly more, but I wanted to know first and foremost, what are the plans of action? I know you said you're meeting with the family today, in regards to this situation. I see that for some reason, white folks are infatuated with housing our ancestors in museums, and that goes back. I always had a problem with them with the whole the remains of the pharaohs and all that type stuff from ancient Kemet, and and from Africa, being housed in museums. What are the next plans or the next stages, or what can we do as a people to support this effort? Because this information has to get out. I mean, it's totally ridiculous. We're trying to figure it out. What can we do to help out?
My family just found the
She getting another call.
Say it again, Pam. You faded out.
right. That's because this phone keep ringing.
Yeah, it's all good. We know you're off the hook today.
I'm going to get back with y'all with the rest of the story because we're meeting with some attorneys and things, black attorneys, movement attorneys, and that'll stand up and don't back down. And we're meeting with them today, and we're meeting with the family together. And we have not sat down as everybody and together. And that's what we're doing today. And I will get back as soon as we have the plans. But you better understand. I know y'all understand one thing. And we're not taking this lightly at all. I want to get to Mumia, in the 12 minutes,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
what's happening with him. And for those who don't know, the government attempted to kill Mumia again and failed. And we found out Friday before last, and we discovered that Mumia hadn't called, because everybody thinking he called this person, that person, the other. But when it hit that he hadn't called nobody, and I talked with Wadia, Johanna, everybody, nobody heard from Mumia. And Mumia's wife put a statement out, where's my husband? Where's Mumia? We immediately jumped on that. And you know how they try to hold you off. So I'm going to go into a whole lot of words. And
It's all
but
good.
when we put it out into the into the movement, and the calls was coming in from around the world. Next thing you know, we got a call from a doctor, because no one had called us. We found out that Mumia was going to have surgery on his heart, and also that true that got to us. Nobody had called us. Finally, a doctor called us and told us that he was scheduled for an operation last Thursday, and they changed that to last Monday. They changed that, and they was gonna make it on Tuesday. Then they allowed Mumia to call. We found out he had been in the hospital. Um, you know, yeah, we found out he had been into the hospital, and through pressure of this movement and all, Mumia was allowed to call, and they told him that he would give his wife a 15-minute call every day. So
Mm.
Mumia had been calling, and the first day he talked with us was the day after they said, I mean, the day that he said they said he had surgery. So when he's talking, I'm on the phone with Wadia. I said, "Damn, Moo, you sound good. For someone who
Mm.
just had surgery." But what they had did that day, they did an exploratory thing, and they found out that he had three. Ow, this cat is biting my arm. I'm sorry. I got cats. She want attention. But
He want to get on here and talk too, huh?
yeah, he want me to rub him, but she want me to rub him, but I can't. So she just bit me real hard. But anyway, back
Right.
to everything live. Um, they found out that he had
No doubt.
2 clogged arteries, and the third artery was 99%, 89 to 99% closed. If I got those things right. So they had to give him an operation. But the first day he called, he gave us that information, and he did not say whether he was chained or anything. He wanted to just talk and let people know that he was okay. Then he wanted to talk to his wife, and also we
Right.
didn't bother him with questions. The second day he called, and his voice was sounding a little, was sounding different. The third
Right.
day he called, he can barely speak above a whisper, and he asked that no question, he couldn't do questions. All he wanted to do was talk to his wife at that particular time. When he went into surgery, they told us that he would be calling us, that the doctor would be calling us to let us know whether Mumia was okay. And they didn't call us until the following day, and
Mm.
and let us know. But he sound good, and we talked to him. He sound really, really good. And when Wadia told me, she says, "Look," she said, "I want to dial, add other people," and he said, "No." He said, he just wanted to talk with her, and
Right.
so he did that. And I think he might have talked with, he wanted to deal with the family. We still don't know whether he was shackled. He said, and he thanked the movement. He said he has been treated very well, exceptionally well, and he know that came from one thing. It came from the movement. And
Right on.
so he's still trying to get himself together. He have a brother Keith, and who have cancer. So he's trying to deal with the things that he want to deal with first, and then he's going to deal with all the other things. So in a little bit of time, and understanding he just had surgery, these are the things he want to deal with. He said, but he want to let the movement know he thank him, he love him, and the vibration of love
Cool.
and
So we
cannot understand is what's pulling him through. He feel it.
cool. So
So
we have
that,
about 5 minutes.
okay, I'm going to tell
No,
you
no.
this thing real quick, right? And there's a group of students,
Yeah.
and I'll go to a school named Jubilee. They was the ones who got the plaque erected in the park, and dealing with move. And
Mm.
Mumia's granddaughter. I don't know whether people remember Goldie, his daughter
Yes.
who died of
Yes. The
cancer
transition.
years
Right.
ago.
Right.
Her daughter
Uh-huh.
goes to Jubilee School, and
Oh wow.
they wrote to the DA asking the DA and to ensure that Mumia get the proper treatment he have, and for him to also do the work that's necessary to bring him out. They told him that they knew that Mumia is innocent. They studied the case, and well, anyway, I make that the FOP, the Fraternal Order of
Pigs.
Yeah, I was
Pigs.
going to say what was coming next.
Yeah, the Fraternal Order of Pigs, FOP, Fraternal Order of Police, they have been harassing, they threaten. I just found this out this morning. They're threatening to come and demonstrate at the school. It's in West Philadelphia.
Mm.
They Mumia's granddaughter go there. Like I said, Goldie's daughter, and
Mhm,
they have
mhm.
been doing all kinds of things. The school has a high rating, and but with them doing the things that they're doing, they're worried about their ratings going down. They say they're not going to change what they're doing. The issue of political prisoners, is very dear to them. They study them, and then they write out stuff on them. But they're, terrorism of youth, for their stating, for their saying that, they want Mumia to be free. April
Right.
24th, I'm shooting right on into this. April 23rd is going to be a Zoom for Mumia. You can find that information out on Facebook. You can also find the information on jamaljournal.com. On the 24th, we're doing this huge demonstration in you know, dealing with, we want to release a Mumia. We ain't
That's right.
asking for no damn trial. We're asking for the immediate release of Mumia, and we have all the facts and things together. He cannot get a fair trial in there. He's never had a trial. Nothing but judicial and prosecutorial misconduct is blazing through there. It's all over. Oh shucks, how did I forget this? The UN in Geneva, and they wrote a letter out and had a press release talking about the shackling of Mumia. They talked about political prisoners. That's up on that jamaljournal.com too, so I don't have to use a whole lot of words. Please go
Yes,
to
ma'am.
there. Go there.
Okay.
All
Okay.
that information. This is powerful. This is really, really powerful. When you had, cause they don't deal with one person. And they're dealing with the case of Mumia and taking it all the way across the board, and dealing with the issue of political prisoners in prison and prisoners as well. But it's dealing with shackling and elders in the prison, all the issues that we've been wanting to do. And who did that? A Black woman by the name of Julia Wright, who is the daughter of Richard Wright, who
Wow.
is an elder herself, right now, and but committed to do that. I'm gonna pull up if you got any questions. I was trying to get all my stuff in.
Well, I don't know if the crew has any questions. I know we have a team that'll be heading out to Philly this week to document what's going on. I know the Luke Mons and Jared Ball and a few others will be on the scene to make sure that we get it firsthand. Anytime or any places or any questions from you all in regards to what we're talking about?
No, just much love and solidarity and strength, and look forward to if not seeing you directly Saturday, Pam, just to know that we in your presence and support your work. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Yes, I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. Yes.
Yeah.
And I will get back, as soon as I get the other information of what we're dealing with. And we're asking, we want a picture of Mumia real quick, because the last picture anybody seen of Mumia, he looked horrible.
Yes.
And the last time I physically saw Mumia, that's just before the pandemic came in. Mumia's skin looked like baby skin. It was so beautiful. So, he had the scars on his legs and some of the scars on his arms, but the skin condition, it was as if this brother was reborn again. And then to see him 6 months later in the condition that those pictures was in, so we haven't seen him since. That's one of the demands we're demanding, that he zoomed in, to. So look, I'm gonna pull up. Thank you so much. On the move and
on the move.
On the move.
On the move.
Down.
Yes,
love you, Pam.
Right on, Pam.
On the move.
Right on. On the move.
On the move.
All right, one fist.
Right on.
Okay, you heard from Pam Africa, the Minister of Confrontation for the Move organization. You know what I'm saying? One of the baddest sisters we know. And only thing I'm disappointed about was she didn't get the cuss like she usually do, because she thought we was a regular radio show.
She slid one in there at the end. She got one in there.
Yeah. Who knew Pam had media training? Who knew that?
I mean, man, I don't know. I saw one time before we did a Black August event together in Sacramento, and she got up there speaking. I was hosting. So afterwards, I said, damn, Pam, I mean, you was rated PG this time. She said, yeah, that old motherfucker in the front audience kept talking about people cussing.
Yeah,
Every
she
time I go to
really-
say motherfucker, he looking at me.
Yeah,
Well,
when
listen
we've
here.
had her
What's
on
up,
by
man?
any means, when we've had her on by any means necessary, I've had to remind her, Pam, you can't cuss. And she'd be like, shit, all right, hold on, let me get myself together. Yes, ma'am.
Gotta get it out. Hey, well,
No
listen,
doubt.
but by the way, this is how we do it here at the Remix Morning Show at Black Power Media. We bring it to you live and direct, and we'll continue to do so. I know we're going to call on our doctor, who I don't know, he was in the car the last time, and he was in heaven or in space or out in the clouds, whatever. When he came back, who knows where he's going to be this time? But
Okay.
oh man, he's back in the sun. He's back blazed.
It's Sundays once again. We here.
It's like
we
yellow on yellow on yellow.
It's very bright.
It's like in the blue.
All right, cool. But yo, I'm gonna give you all a little bit of entertainment news and what's going on real quick. So let's get it.
Right on. We'll be back in a minute. More on the Remix Morning Show, Black Power Media.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's good, everybody? Yo, we are back. This is the Ear Doctor, and I just came to give you all a little quick entertainment news of what's going on. Something real big is coming down the pipeline, and I got to give a big up because I can't front. I'm pretty excited to see how this is going to go. But we got my man Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is about to start a new podcast by the name of The Midnight Miracle with Yasin Bey, also known as Mos Def, and Talib Kweli. Pretty excited to see how this is going to be. I know, especially with that whole chemistry of them being friends for a long time, I'm sure it's going to be pretty good. Also, a little news about Dave Chappelle is he's talking about moving to Ghana with, like how Stevie Wonder was like, yo, I'm out. He was like, yo, Stevie left, the soul of America went all the way to Ghana, then America ain't got no soul no more. He's like, I'm going to Ghana too. So dope. Big up to the Ivory Coast out there. And I just want to leave on this note. Right now they're talking about the HBCUs here in Atlanta. We got Clark, we got Spelman, we got Morehouse, and they're talking about if students want to get back on campus, they got to take the shot. They didn't say that at Morris Brown because you know we the blackest college out there. Big up to Morris Brown. I don't know about that school yet, but these other schools, they like, yo, you got to take a shot before you get back on campus. That's kind of wild. I wonder what my good friends at the Remix Show have to say about that. Let's find out. Yeah.
Yes,
What's
yes.
good?
So I will say this, being I believe the only one here who currently is employed by an HBCU, that we got our message from the president of the university. Well, in fact, some of us got a message from the president asking our thoughts. A mandatory vaccination before allowing folks to return back to Morgan State University.
Wow.
Anyway, it hasn't been decided yet, but it is being thought about, and it looks like we're headed in that direction.
Yeah. I guess I'll be home on a computer if I was a student. Like, yeah, that's what it is. You know, I ain't down with it, but it is what teachers go.
Yeah, and I agree with you. That's what it is, man. You have these options right now. So if you don't want to be vaccinated, I would encourage folks to stay home and do online training anyway, online studying anyway. But that's just me. Who am I? I'm just a cat who had COVID back in November. You know what I'm saying? So,
the only one, and yet the only one who doesn't want to get vaccinated.
Damn right. Hey,
right
I'm
here.
sorry.
Smart enough to know.
In fact, that's two more than people who have accredited degrees at Morris Brown. So my bad.
Listen.
That's your word. Used to be attorney. Anyway, I'm out of here. You're gonna be talking about Morris Brown. Big up Mo Brown. Yeah.
Hey, I bet my sister Pam Africa not getting no vaccination. I tell you that. You know what I'm saying?
Down with mandatory vaccinations anywhere.
The cat won't let her.
No, the cat is like, fuck that vaccination.
Yep.
That's right. And we agree. Especially with it being Earth Day. How about that? But
How about
anyway,
that?
moving right along, we have another segment. Is that correct?
Yes,
it looks
that
like
is
we
correct.
do. Luke Mons, what's coming up?
Well, look, we got a thing that we call the call outs.
The community call.
The community call outs,
Mhm.
right? And so what this is that when Luke My Nation first started, one of the things that we wanted to do was provide a platform for those in the community who are doing the work and who nobody would ever hear about. So, this is people in our community that's doing the work, and we want to provide them a platform so that everybody else can know what they're doing and possibility support them. So, but this guest that we're bringing up is a very special guest because this is my sister. Not just my sister in the struggle, but she is my blood sister. We grew up in the same house. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to welcome my sister, Lorraine Johnson Curtis, to the RemiX Morning Show.
Hey, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Good morning. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah,
we can hear you great. Cool. So
awesome.
let's introduce Lorraine, more affectionately known as Shelly Curtis, real quick. She's a native of Camden, New Jersey, just like my hubby here.
City.
And she started giving back in her home community with college-bound students at her alma mater, Camden High School. She was known as a mentor to many students seeking higher education, providing sound advice, and being available to answer questions on how to navigate life or college life. Rain is passionate about her community and loves her people, and she attended Morgan State University, Dr. Jared Ball, as a track and field student athlete, and knew firsthand the challenges of balancing academics, sports, and college life. And she wanted to make sure other students from Camden City had the financial and mentoring support system of those who had gone before, helping to navigate the challenges of college. So what did she do? She decided to start the Rainy Day Foundation, and she published the first ever Camden High School alumni yearbook for the class of 1986 to use as a fundraiser for scholarships. In the foundation's first year, a total of 7 scholarships were issued, along with several emergency grants to prevent students from dropping out of school. Last year, the Rainy Day Foundation issued 13 scholarships, 5 emergency grants, and helped coordinate college care packages for over 1,100 students in the New Jersey area. Rain received the honor of being recognized as the 2020 Education Shero by the National Coalition of 100 Black Women. Shelly, Rain, Lorraine, sis, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm listening like, wow, she sounds awesome.
Yeah. So look, so just so you know, yes, her official title is Lorraine Johnson Curtis. I am going to call her Shelly because this is what we grew up calling. And like, she's the only one that can call me Mike. You know what I mean? Y'all don't know the story behind Mike, and you ain't going to get to know the story behind Mike. So anyway, as we talk, so Shelly, what's going on?
Nothing much. I just want to say thank you guys for having me on. I always enjoy any opportunity to talk about Rainy Day. Seriously.
No doubt. And we welcome you to the show. So anyway, let's get into this. So Shelly, tell us, why did you start the Rainy Day Fund?
Well, one of the things that that drove me to start it was, I dove in, both feet, helping our nephew Jaquay navigate college, get through, because of some of the things that I've been through in corporate America. Him not getting a degree was not an option. Your son and daughter, smarty arties, they got their degrees and everything. And I just wanted to make sure that, as a Black man, in America, that he at least didn't have that part of the struggle attached to him without having his degree. So in all the ways that we were helping him, I started getting a lot of inbox messages on Facebook from his friends. Aunt Shelly, how can I? Aunt Shelly, where do I go? Aunt Shelly, what do I do? I'm trying to get in this school and that school. And I'm like, oh, dear Jesus, these kids need help. And, it's different than back when we were in Camden High School because, our guidance counselors, doing essays was not doing an essay wasn't an option. They made sure they helped you navigate on how to get prepared. Right. And a lot of the students just was not. So I just really felt moved to help them.
So does the rainy day fund help just kids from Camden, or is it nationwide? I mean, what kids do they help?
So we help all the Black kids. Well, and and students from impoverished areas, but we don't turn away any student that comes to us needing help, because it happens, right? A student from Camden will have a roommate from Florida. And then it's like, oh, well, how were you able to get X, Y, and Z, or who helped you? And then it's like, oh, call them. So we don't turn any student away as long as we're able to. So we, our focus, our home is Camden. So we developed specific programs just for Camden, and we call it Help from Home. But we don't turn away any student.
I know that's right. So what are the scholarship programs that Rainy Day Foundation offers?
So one of the good things that we do is that we have a set of core scholarship programs. We have the Help from Home, and we offer a few of those specifically for Camden. We have HBCU scholarships. Last year we gave away 7 HBCU scholarships. We weren't able to have our scholarship gala or anything like that, so we cut that back to 2 for this year. And we also have a very successful sponsored scholarship program. And what that is that we give other people an opportunity to sponsor a scholarship, maybe to memorialize a person, a loved one, or, I just, on behalf of our family, just did one for our mom, a general education scholarship. So, and also maybe you have a school that's near and dear to your heart, a different subject that's near and dear to you, or whatever. We have people that offer nursing because they're a nurse. We have, some journalism, and, we have a lot of scholarships through our sponsor program. So all together this year, we'll be offering about 9, and 5 of them are through sponsors.
Wow, that is amazing. So tell us a little more about the gala, because that is a wonderful event. And I understand that COVID, affected that, like it has affected so many things. But tell us about the gala, the Black Tie Gala. I think that's what you call it.
Yeah, it's a blackout. All Black everything. We wear Black, we support Black. We just get together and have a good time, because if I don't know how to do anything else, I know how to throw a party. So
yeah, that's true.
So all the years that I've always done, the St. Rain's Day celebration for my birthday,
right?
Even though so many women enjoyed it, it just didn't feel complete to me. Like it felt like it didn't have no purpose. So once the foundation launched, I thought that was a great idea to just forget about my birthday celebration and let's do something, to raise money and support some students. So yeah. I mean, it's a really great event.
Oh yeah, really I can't wait till you start them back up again. Jackie and I would definitely be coming there. So there's also, you have emergency grants, and tell us a little bit about that.
So emergency grants kind of tie into our name, right? As adults, sometimes we save for a rainy day in case an emergency comes up. We can just go into that stash and, prevent some type of misfortune from happening. Well, college students have that as well. Sometimes, you can't always call home, but we let them know that you can call us, because sometimes, people will drop out. We looked at some data, and a lot of students, especially students of color, they're dropping out not because their grades are bad, but because they don't have any money, and they don't have any food, and they don't have, money for books and things like that. So we want to prevent that from happening, especially in our goal to lower the dropout rate for Black students. So we we raise money and we put them to the side, and we've helped prevent several students from dropping out for emergency issues. Like one student at Howard University in her senior year had like a bad roommate situation where, you know, they're in an apartment and the roommate is allowing someone else to stay there, like sleeping on a couch. They're being loud. They're smoking weed. They're doing all types of things. She's a senior trying to get into law school. And every time she tries to approach the situation, she was basically being threatened.
Wow.
So the only place that she could stay was with her brother in some part of Northern Virginia. So the commute took her well over an hour. So we helped her, you know, like get a Metro card, you know, and stuff like that, because now here's an expense that her mom couldn't, you know, pick up,
Right.
you know, and something like that could really make a student like, well, I'll just go home, you know, whatever. So those are the type of things. We have another young man from Camden that was at Morehouse. He wanted to be a Morehouse man, so he got there by any means necessary. But to our surprise, each year he was there, he never had a meal plan.
Wow.
He was just getting, you know, a lot of students from Morehouse, their families are, you know, pretty much well-to-do.
Right.
So some of them was like, yeah, no, I got my credit card here. You can use mine, you know. And when he reached out to us, like it literally, you know how my heart is. It almost broke me down to the white meat,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
So we took care, you know, of his meal plan for a couple of semesters, you know. So those are the type of things that our emergency grants are for.
Oh wow, I mean, that's something. I know that there's another service that Rainy Day Foundation offers, and that's mentoring programs. Tell us about those.
So our mentoring program, we don't just give you money, right?
Right.
We want to make
Right.
sure that it's the follow-up that's missing from a lot of people when they give out scholarships. They give you the money and say good luck, but we want to make sure that you're good. So we have a peer mentoring program, and that's comprised of juniors and seniors, 3.0s and above, because we don't want to derail them from their, you know, from their studies, who are successfully navigating. And we just have them check up on our freshmen and sophomores that we're giving scholarships to, because a lot of students are more likely to talk to one of their peers than they are to somebody old like me.
Right.
You know, so we make sure that, you know, if there's anything that they feel that we need to step in and do, that will, you know, the peer mentor will reach back out to us. And they're not always on the same campus. You know, social media and with technology, you know, we have students from NYU checking in on somebody at A&T, you know, and so forth. So we have the peer mentoring program, and what's in development right now is our prep university, University YOU University, and we're going to pilot that in Camden, because another reason they're dropping out is because they're not prepared when they get there to begin with.
So what is that?
Prep University.
Right.
So what we're going to do, we're designing a series of workshops around financial aid, soft skills as well, because everybody's not going to college, right? Email, phone skills, dress code, flipping back to the college side, campus safety, essay writing, you know, things like that. So we're going to come up with a good program, and even talk about, you know, campus life. Because when I got to Morgan, you know, before I got to Morgan, the only thing I knew was the, you know, few times we, you know, drove down to visit you in school. So I really didn't have, you know, a good idea on what to expect. And then when I went to an HBCU, it was just like a whole nother animal. And I just really didn't feel prepared. You know, I reached out to you at home, you know, for assistance with, you know, like writing papers,
Right.
you know, and I just, when I got there, I was like, you know, I'm smart, right? You know, and then like there's some, you know, students running circles around me, and no knock to, you know, my Camden education, but there was just a lot of things that I wasn't prepared for, even thinking that I was prepared. So we're going to launch that as a way to assist high school students to be better prepared. And we also do one-on-one counseling with the students and their parents, because the parents are, you know, have no idea what to expect financially as well. You know, like, even is going out of state really the best thing to do?
Right.
Like, somebody needs to have, you know, that hard conversation, especially with the students from Jersey, because we don't have an HBCU. So I know going to an HBCU was hot, you know, but financially it may not, you know what I mean, it may not be what's best for you. So we're going to address all of those issues.
Well, we're coming to an end of our time, but Shelly, I really appreciate everything that you're doing. This is one of the reasons why we have this community call out, because there are plenty of people such as yourself that are doing the work. For those who want to get more in touch with the Rainy Day Foundation, you go to the website, www.rainyday.org. We will have that link in the chat, and you can find out through there how to support Rainy Day Foundation and continue this good work. So, Shelly, we thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, we're going to throw it right
See you
back.
guys.
All right, let's throw it right back to the crew.
Yes, y'all.
We can't talk about that name, brother. What's that first name?
No.
No, don't even gotta say
no,
no. My bad.
No.
Just checking.
We won't go into the mic.
We don't talk about his government.
Yeah, we'll talk
No,
about
no.
Okay.
No.
Hey, that was a dope segment. We appreciate that, and I know that we're going to continue to shout out folks in the community doing good work on the Remix Morning Show, Black Power Media. Please hit the like, share, join, subscribe, all that good stuff. And let's bring the ear doctor back up here because we got another segment with my man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in the gym.
Hey,
Okay.
you know,
What is going on?
it's time for that sport. We're gonna talk a little sports. We
I
might
was,
not
so
get this.
I was so confused. I couldn't tell which one was your head, that basketball or whatever, man.
This dude got jokes today, yo.
I bet the football.
I see you got my sport represented up there. We're going to get the latest from the Premier League.
We're gonna talk about it a little bit. No, we're not. We'll talk about Yo, let's get to it though.
Remix Morning Show. Trifling.
Yes. Totally trifling.
Yeah. What's good, y'all? This is the Remix Morning Show. I am the Ear Doctor, and I came to give y'all some quick sports news. First, let's start off with Antonio Brown, the cat that been wilding, been going all around the league, passed more around the league than jock straps. It's crazy. But this dude right here, he went down to Tampa Bay, got his ring with old boy. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about. The quarterback they just won a ring. Anyway, he settled the dispute with his ex-trainer that accused him of sexual assault. That's Antonio Brown, so hopefully that works out for him. Another bit of news, Philadelphia Eagles won a competition before they named Jalen Hurts the starting quarterback. So this dude does all this stuff, helps the team, and they still like, yo, we're not going to – Philly is a funny place, especially when it comes to, you know, they started off with Randall Cunningham, one of the first and baddest black quarterbacks ever. But they funny. They'll love you if you can dribble a ball or something, entertain them somehow. But they're like, yo, you got to struggle for this job. Anyway, NBA news, Jazz beat the Rockets. Mavs beat the Pistons. Kings beat the Timberwolves. Heat beat the Spurs. Nuggets beat the Trailblazers. And Clippers, they beat the Memphis Grizzlies. So that is your sports news. And like I said, I do sports on what I like, and that's what it is. We'll get to some other stuff. We might even talk about soccer next week. We'll see. Even golf, who knows? But right now, we're going to go back to the Remix Morning Show. I'm the Ear Doctor, all right?
I don't know why you got to be hating on my sports like that.
Hey, I was a soccer coach. It's all good when you playing, but watching, I'm just saying.
It's terrible. We're going to straighten that out before we
you
get
coach
out of
without
here.
watching, man. Coaching without watching.
Hey, man, I'm good like that.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll check y'all out next week, man.
All right,
All
man.
right.
We appreciate
Peace,
seeing you
doctor.
back in the
Hey,
gym.
man.
All right.
Be sick. I'll
You've been
check
all
you
over the
tonight.
world this morning.
We're gonna check them out tonight. We got Renegade Culture airing tomorrow. What else is airing tomorrow?
Dope
Man, there's a lot
Fridays.
coming up here.
We got Dope Fridays.
We got Dope Fridays.
Okay.
In fact, I'm even
Yeah.
adding on in addition to that because in the morning, Friday morning, to get you all started, since I'm probably gonna be fiending missing the morning show at a little bit later in the morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Again, we're gonna be talking to the authors about Generation Mixed Goes to School. And it's a very interesting read and some anyway, it's very interesting. A lot of I think misinformation and misunderstanding about so-called being mixed. And they have a lot of interesting research, some new stuff, and I'm getting caught up. And anyway, look forward to that. Then, of course, at 5 p.m.
Dope Friday date night with the Luke Mons.
And followed by Dr. CBS.
And then something. I guess we can wrap it up there. Nothing happens after CBS though. On
Nothing
Friday.
should
Hold
happen.
on.
Whoa.
Back down the hatches. You know what happens around that time, 9 o'clock on Friday.
The
Y'all know what it do.
The
Hey,
driver
come
of the
out.
channel, the network.
That's right. Kalonji
The show of all
Jamachenga.
shows.
That's right. I mean, what would it be without a renegade? What's wrong with him, Kamal? See what I told you, man? That's right. Hey, they ain't even ready for it. Hey, listen.
They not.
Listen, they was both. All of these cats was on last week. Now they trying to. We gotta do the Roy Jones. Y'all must have forgot. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
act like y'all know.
we need our sleep. We did forget. We're sorry.
Word.
No, of course.
And what is
Dope
Fridays
Fridays?
Miss premiering? Are they coming on soon?
Who's that?
The myths are, yeah. In fact, that is already set up on the channel. I will double check real quick because they are premiering not Friday, but they are premiering tonight.
Yeah,
5 p.m.
Okay. Yes, I gotta check them out.
Today, 5 p.m.
Nice.
Eastern. The Black Myths podcast.
We'll be in the chat room like David Silberg. Know what I mean? What up,
Big pun.
David? Be like, what up?
David Punberg.
David Punberg. Yeah.
Listen, just in the last
Big
couple of minutes,
Punberg,
I
this
just
is
want
the
to.
name.
I want to. My bad. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. What was that?
No, I said David Punberg because he's always quick with the puns.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Shout out
no,
to
I
our
just
folks
wa-
that's checking us out there.
Yeah, no
You know what I'm saying?
question.
Our regulars.
All the folks in the chat, in the comments, all the regular viewers, the not so regular viewers, those who soon to be regular viewers, all of you are welcome. And I want to shout all of you out and all of our extended Black Power Media crew out for launching the remix this week, putting it together. Of course, Sister May in the background, all the others out there on the channel supporting all of you on the screen. This has been a great launch. Everybody in the audience. It's been a very exciting week and much more to come.
It's been a long 3 days.
A long 3 days.
A little bit.
But it's been fun though. I mean, I've been having a ball.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a departure. You know, we're getting up a little earlier, making sure I get all the rest of the work done.
It has been good for that.
We got.
I'm trying to say.
I'm saying it has been good for getting us up earlier.
Look,
Okay.
Clean that up. Clean that up, brother.
Waking up at 3 o'clock just because all the time, and just sitting there looking at me like, when's she getting up? Nigga, it's 3. I'm not getting up.
Ooh, she threw the N-word out on you. Where else you gonna get that on the morning show? Where else you gonna get that?
3 a.m. pillow talk.
6 o'clock is good enough for me.
Yeah, straighten that out, brother. You know what I'm saying?
He gets lonely. That's what it is. He gets lonely.
That's why I don't work with my significant other on the ear, brother. You can't do that. You see what I'm saying? We'll talk later.
And
You got to compartmentalize. That's what you say, Kamal. I hear you, Kamal. Yeah.
No doubt. I forgot to mention a very important show for Saturday.
Yeah, what's that?
On Saturday, Riot Starter TV has a new episode dropping.
Oh,
Blackout.
Nice.
All right.
And we have an interview with a hip hop artist. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell y'all who the name is, whatever. But on Saturday, you can check out the premiere of the latest episode of Riot Starter TV. That'll be at 10 a.m. So, you know what I'm saying? Check us out on YouTube.
Right on.
Sweet.
Blackout.
Yo,
Anyway.
hey, you've been doing your thing on that too, man. I got to say, I mean,
I
Ride
appreciate
started
it.
TV, man, and I'm like, wow. I mean,
Hey, bro.
really, man. I got to give you props on that one.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's been taking
man.
my hosting tips and using them, so I'm glad he's trying and stuff like that.
Well, it's working. That's for sure.
Hey,
They say
I
if
appreciate you, Kamal.
you stand next to greatness long enough, some might rub off on you.
There you go.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
But I got to talk. Hey, Jared, man. I mean, you've been getting a lot of practice, man, on BPM, man. I mean, you just becoming so polished now. I mean, man, you like the
yeah,
you like the Walter Lightcrack, man.
Walter
Nah, Don Lemonhead.
I mean, man, like I tune in, man. You just getting better and better, brother.
Man, call you Walter Lightcrack. That's cool.
I cannot control him.
Man,
I
what on the real, he do look like Don Lemonhead. That's a whole other program, though.
I smell weed.
Everybody getting it. Everybody getting it. Hey,
I'm your brother. Well,
I thought I was.
That's not the feedback.
Right back in, right?
That's not the feedback I was going to be inviting. What I was going to say is I wanted to invite everybody out there listening and watching to go to blackpowermedia.org, send us some feed. Show, give us some constructive criticism, give us your thoughts and what you think is going on. We'd like to hear about it. A lot of improvements still in the mix. We got guest hosts coming, other folks potentially coming on board. A lot of stuff happening here at the channel. So
you know what I like to do?
Our record today of over 150 views at one point. So every day that we've been on for the last 3 days, we've set new heights. As well as the folks who are watching as we're streaming live, and then folks who come back and catch it later on this afternoon or the evening, you know what I mean, as they sitting down and chilling. So it's like, we're building up this program. People remember to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, our social media. And then remember, lastly, we have a Patreon drive going. But we're trying to get up to 175 patrons, not a large number, 175 patrons by the end of April. We appreciate your support. We know folks are supporting in various ways. But remember, just spread the word that we're here with the remix, all the other shows that we just spoke about, and we're trying to build this channel. And ultimately, again, we're trying to be B-Span, right? So we're gonna get some reporters out in the field, interviewing, covering live stories. So that's our future. And the faster we can get some more resources in here, the faster we can get that done.
There you go.
So again, none of the money goes to any individual houses. Just remember that. There's no houses being purchased.
No, we still got regular jobs.
That's right.
We still doing our regular job.
Yep.
Trust. Hey, I want to make a suggestion too for all our viewers out there. First of all, again, as Kamal and Jared just stated, we really appreciate y'all from the bottom of our souls, because of the fact that it's like, it takes a lot to pull off a morning show. We learned that the first week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 3 episodes in, and it was hard body. But what I'd like to do now, if you all don't mind, those of you in the chat, tell us where you at. Send us a message. Let us know where you're viewing from, because of the fact that we get our analytics, but we really like it firsthand. So if everybody could put in the chat where you're viewing from, you know what I'm saying? And we appreciate that.
Yeah, right on.
That's definitely beautiful. And I just want to say real quick, this has been a great week for us, because we get to chop it up with some people who we have admired and respected for a long time, and the work that they do. So we're really, really proud to even be a part of this. And, as goofy and as wildly inappropriate as we can be sometimes, we're serious about advocating for our people and educating our people. And it just makes us feel good that we're in the company of people who are just as serious. And this has just been a great week for us.
What she said.
Right on. Yeah. And it's good to see that we got a lot of the feelings are mutual over here for sure. And it's good to see a lot of folks from all over the diaspora. Brooklyn,
Bermuda.
Brooklyn is always in the house. That truism remains true.
Always in the house.
Okay. I see Bermuda there too.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Maryland out there.
Yeah.
Oh, Maryland stays strong. Maryland, one of the underrated states, underrated states for sure.
Why y'all keep mispronouncing it? It's Maryland.
Maryland.
Oh, excuse us.
Maryland, because it's what happens when you grow up in the county, I guess. Maryland.
Where my Bridgeport, Connecticut people at, man? Don't do me like this.
There's only 2 of them left, I thought, Kamal, right?
They all got gentrified out.
Yeah, you understand, man.
Yeah, nobody gentrified that. It's all left. It's still sitting there.
That's right, man.
East Africa.
Okay.
I love that.
Okay.
I love that. Yeah.
No
East
doubt.
Shore,
Shout out
Maryland,
to Zoomy right there out of Tubman.
Beautiful.
Out of Eastern Shore, Maryland.
Sacramento.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tubman City too, aka Baltimore.
Also for folks that's out there, please repost. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Retweet, because of the fact that and I'm saying this because of the fact, not because of the fact that we want likes. We want to make sure that our information is being pushed properly. We have some really, really dope folks on here. I mean, you have Dr. Chile, you have the Renegade Culture Crew, you got the Luke Ma Nation, you got Dr. Jared Ball, you have CBS, Layla
Dr.
Brown.
Yeah.
We have a few other dope people that's coming next week. We're gonna blow this shit out the water. Y'all gonna, y'all gonna be like, man,
we're just getting started.
Yep.
Getting started here at the Remix Morning Show, Black Power Media. Support all the shows. Appreciate everybody doing all this good work and all these good people coming out and checking it out. Definitely appreciate you. The ear doctor was all over the world today. You know,
he's driving all over the place.
Anyway, look, we got a lot more. Yeah, right. Please don't miss everything coming up. Again, 5:00 today. Black Myths podcast launches, premieres, and Black Power Media. So come on back. We will all be around. And then Dope Fridays begins at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. It goes all the way to 9:00 at night, closing out with the Renegade Culture Crew. And then Saturday, Riot Starter comes back in the morning. We'll be maybe broadcasted, dropping in from the Mumia rally in Philly.
That's right.
Yeah. And then the next thing you know, we back here Tuesday morning.
That's right.
That's it.
Oh Lord. This is really a job for real. If y'all think I'm bullshitting, we have to go more than 2 hours.
Yep.
Man.
It's a little bit love, though.
And for the record, we never know what we're going to talk about. We make it up on the spot. So I just called Pam 10 minutes before. I'm like, yo, Pam, you come on? Yeah, I'll be on. So that's how we do around here. You know what I'm saying? So give us our creativity. We don't even know who's hosting the same day.
Could be. Sometimes it could
real.
be.
Right on. Hey. Well, look, everybody, we appreciate you. Yeah, definitely salute to the Remix and BPM and everybody out there. We'll catch you in the whirlwind.
Enjoy your day. Peace out.
Yes, indeed. Catch you next time. Have a good weekend. Remix Morning Show, Black Power Media. Peace if you're willing to fight for it. All that good stuff, like Fred said.
Take care of yourselves.
Get
ready for revolution.